Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique Davis, also known as Brown and Bendy, and here on this channel we practice flexibility of the mind, the body, and the spirit. Last week I made a video talking about feminine energy, and I asked you guys if you would like to see more on what my perspective of feminine energy is, and it was an overwhelming yes. So I'm so excited to bring you this series, and I'm even more excited to tell you guys that I am teaming up with Pretty Little Thing to give you guys an in-depth video about how you can use your wardrobe to hone your feminine power. So shout out to you, Pretty Little Thing. If you would like to know anything about the clothing that I show in this video, I will put a caption of the exact name that you can find the clothing under on the website, and there will also be links in the description box. A comment that I received often on the last feminine energy video was gratitude that I talked more about internal feminine energy as opposed to external feminine energy, such as makeup, hair, the sound quality of your voice, things like that. But I think it's really important to understand that physical manifestations are simply physical manifestations. So let's say that you want to go out and you want to do your makeup. You start to look at all these pictures on Pinterest of how you want to do your makeup. That's your intention. That's your desire. And as you sit down and do your makeup, you might realize that, hey, my energy's a little low. I'm going to put on some music. You put on some music, you raise your vibration, and then all of a sudden your makeup's done and it came out almost exactly the way that you wanted. The finished product of your makeup is how you honed your feminine energy, because that was the creation process. And I know that we're not really taught to digest energy a lot as children, but the older I get, the more I look at everything from the perspective of, well, what is this saying about my internal energy? So though I understand that this video may not be for everyone who's jumping into the feminine energy series, I think that this video will help a lot of people, because I know personally that when I was afraid of my feminine energy, I would dress very masculine. I would wear very baggy clothing. I wouldn't like to do too much pretty makeup. I would like to do special effects makeup or drag makeup, but not necessarily makeup that accentuated my features. Maybe this will give you guys a different perspective on feminine energy. So, you know how it's so easy to get dressed and look like the best version of yourself when you're getting ready to go out to a dinner or to a party or to the club or whatever. It's so easy for us to just sit down with our friends and like really go 100% with what we feel, what we deem to be the best looking version of ourselves. I don't know about you guys, but in the past, whenever I'm going to the store or whenever I'm going to a casual gathering, or even if I'm just going out, my idea of how I should appear just going out is so much different than my idea of how I should appear when I'm going to an event or when I'm going to a party or something. And I wondered why that is. And eventually I realized it's because, and I'm not talking about wearing bodycon dresses grocery shopping. If you want to do that, totally. But I'm more so talking about doing my makeup, doing my hair, putting on an outfit that I love, that I think makes me look beautiful. It doesn't have to necessarily be a sexy outfit, just an outfit that makes me feel beautiful. So when I think about going to the grocery store like this, I used to get so nervous. And I realized it's because when you're in your feminine energy, even if it's just in an external way, you have a specific amount of power. And for me, I realized that I was getting a lot more attention and that I could physically feel the power of being in my physical feminine energy. And that made me uncomfortable. I didn't like the attention. I didn't like this overwhelming feeling of power that I had inside because I didn't know what it was. And now I'm gonna dress however makes me feel good, whenever I feel like it. I'm not turning down myself, my beauty, my energy for anyone, no matter where I'm going, whether I'm getting an oil change or whether I'm going to a party. I'm going to look as beautiful as I feel like looking on that day, not caring about the energy of others. So I just wanted to give you that as well. If you feel fearsome of looking your best, even though there's not a special occasion, I would sit with those feelings and figure out exactly why that is. Your appearance aligns directly with your feminine energy. I know we've all heard the saying, if you look good, you feel good. And again, with feminine energy, I feel like a lot of us tend to take the top layer of feminine energy and say, oh, that's superficial, oh, that's shallow. And that is one way to look at it. But from my perspective, if you look good, if you think you look good, don't worry about anybody else. If you look good and you know you look good, there is an internal power that gives you. It's like a shield that protects you from the world, as opposed to if you feel like you don't look good and then you go out into public and you kind of become a shell. You don't want to talk to anyone, you don't want to look at anyone, you're almost ashamed to be. And we never want to feel like that. We never want to be ashamed to be. As we get into this video, I want us to be aware that this video is simply a tool to help you use what you have in your closet, or to help you shop intelligently with intention to create a wardrobe that allows you to empower yourself. Nothing else. Please do not misunderstand. This video is not about looking good for anyone else. This video is about connecting with what makes you feel beautiful and figuring out a way to take that internal feeling and bring it to our physical reality. The first thing I want to talk about is the essence of softness. I heard this beautiful phrase the other day, and I'll put the YouTuber's name on the screen because I can't quite remember her name right now. But she said that feminine energy is power under control. And if that doesn't light you up inside, oh, I don't know what will. Not one power is more powerful than another, but feminine energy is power under control, as opposed to masculine energy, which is a little bit more assertive, a little bit more in your face. So when it comes to fashion, when it comes to how you dress, when you keep this in mind, that you're trying to accentuate yourself, you're not necessarily trying to say, look at me, look at me, look at what I have, look at the goods. You know, you're more so saying, I'm comfortable in my body and I'm choosing to decorate my body in ways that accentuate what I already have going on. I have nothing to prove to anyone. Because something about feminine energy that I love is that it's the embodiment of I am enough. I am good enough the way I am. I am perfect the way I am. And I don't need to add anything to be better, but I can add things to play up what I already have. So the first item that I want to share with you guys from Pretty Little Thing is this post set. It's just a bunch of dainty earrings. And I'm actually wearing the crosses from this set right now. I'm a big fan of dainty small earrings because I really like my face shape, and I feel like the smaller the earring, the more you can see my jawline, the more you can see my neck. And I did order a necklace from Pretty Little Thing, but it was sold out, unfortunately. I'll put a picture of the necklace on the screen. And this necklace is such a good example of dainty neck jewelry that can accentuate your collarbone and your shoulders without doing too much or taking away from your figure. The second aspect of femininity. The second aspect of feminine energy that I want to talk about that is so important, if you take anything away from this video, take this away. Posture. Let's talk about posture, because if you've been on this channel for a while, you know that I'm a yoga teacher, and my yoga journey has helped me understand a lot about posture and where we place our weight and what that means emotionally. So I can talk about this for like 2 hours, so I'm going to try to confine it. Basically, when you are standing in the correct posture for your body, your chakras are aligned, right? You have a clean line of energy flowing through you, making it easy for you to breathe, making it easy for you to make space, making it easy for you to feel comfortable in your surroundings. And subconsciously, when others observe that, they see this is a person who emotionally and mentally has it together. So, of course, we don't want good posture just for what other people think, but our posture is a reflection of our internal state. Whether it's just a bad mood, which can just be, when the body gets heavy and the shoulders get heavy, at least for me, or whether it's long-term trauma. I actually healed a lot of my long-term trauma through my posture. I saw that my anxiety started to create a hump in my back, and it's not really there now, but I could see right where it was starting to be created maybe a year or two ago. And so I focused on yoga practices that allowed me to straighten my spine and bring my spine back into alignment and bring my chest and my heart forward. So what does this have to do with fashion, you might ask? Choosing outfits that force you to have good posture. There are certain outfits that if you wear them, every time you walk by the mirror, you'll be like, oh, shoulders back, up, navel to spine, let me tighten my core. And again, you can look at this in a superficial way. Why do I care about what other people think? If that's the way you see it, you are entitled to your opinion. But the way that I digest it, the way that I see it is we can use clothing as, again, a tool to see how our body is falling, how our body is aligning with itself, especially when we stop paying attention, especially when we're just going through a busy day. Sometimes that passing by the mirror can really remind us where our habits are and where we want to correct them. I think the most important thing for me to talk about first are these heels that Pretty Little Thing was kind enough to send me. They are very basic. I don't know if I talked to you guys about this in my last video, but I'm just starting to really study feminine energy and understand feminine energy within myself. So I do not consider myself a lifelong expert. I'm still learning a lot. So when it comes to colors and when it comes to a lot of fashion choices, I'm still learning. So I thought that a good option for shoes would be something nude with clear heels because it goes with so much. So these are the shoes that I'm wearing for the majority of the video, and they have a nice thick heel because I'm not used to wearing heels. So let's talk about heels for a moment. And if heels aren't for you, again, take what you need from this video. But the power of heels comes in the ability to spread your weight evenly through your feet. Because when your weight spread evenly, you can stand tall, root your feet into the earth, feel grounded, and that energy from the earth travels straight up, again, aligning those chakras. Heels aren't that serious. Heels aren't that powerful. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They're this wonderful gift that really allows us, again, to check in, tools, to check in with our body and to see where we're putting our weight. If you're wearing heels and you're walking and you're wobbly, is your weight aligned? Are you aligned to your center of gravity? Heels are a great tool to practice first rooting yourself into the earth, and then practicing that spinal alignment, that alignment of the torso, that alignment of the center of the body. Because if that's off, you will be leaning forward in your heels. You'll be putting too much weight back in your heels, and you feel it immediately because your feet start hurting, right? So heels, wonderful tool. Next, let's talk about this cute little green dress. It's very simple. I like it a lot because, again, it doesn't have too much going on. You can just wear it casually, but it is definitely one of those dresses that if you slouch for a moment, it will all show because the dress is very tight. So I do love this dress simply for that reason. I have been obsessed with cowl neck dresses and cowl neck shirts lately, blouses, because I didn't know anything about them before I started my fashion journey, but I find that they are very flattering on girls with smaller chests, such as myself, and they also leave a lot to the imagination. So this is a black cowl neck dress that I'm currently wearing, and I'll show it in a little bit. But the first thing that I want to talk about is this cowl neck top with these bell bottoms. The thing I really like about that cowl neck top is that, again, if my shoulders come forward, if I start to stick my neck out too much, it takes away from my collarbone. It takes away from this lovely silhouette that I have going on in my shoulders, right? So that's why I really like this shirt. And it also does a really great job of showing the curvature into my spine, going down into these really cool jeans. I love high-waisted jeans. They seem to look good on everyone, despite whether you're slim, despite whether you're thick, despite whether you're somewhere in the middle. High-waisted jeans look good on everybody because they really show that lovely curvy silhouette that a lot of us don't naturally possess. But the way that these pants are made is they play up the curves that I do have, instead of trying to over accentuate by wearing something so tight. And I do love tight clothing in certain occasions, but these pants are not that tight. But the way that they are made is so that they can be fitted to your waist, and that natural fitting to your waist is going to accentuate the width of your hips. And I think that that's just a beautiful thing. And lastly, let's talk about this beige dress. I know that it is summertime and this dress is more suited for the fall and the winter, I am aware. But one thing I really liked about this dress was the sleeves. I think that dresses that end at the knees but have long sleeves are magical, especially if you're shorter and you want to make your limbs look a little longer, you want to look a little bit more swan-like, a little bit more graceful. Pair a dress like this with a pair of heels. And not saying you have to go out and wear it, but walk around your house in this outfit, not during lounge time, but if you're trying to train your physical body to embody more feminine energy. Wear an outfit like this and observe yourself in a mirror. Because the longer you look, the more obvious it is when your posture is a little bit off. And I know all of the tall girls can relate to that. Moving on to the last section of this video. When it comes to playing up your feminine energy through your physical appearance, through your wardrobe, let's talk about actually playing up those physical assets. So when it comes to using your wardrobe to show what makes you a woman, it doesn't have to be all boobs and butt, okay? But while we are on the subject, it's okay if sometimes you do want to show your chest, sometimes if you do want to show your butt, because though we have natural curves that make us women. And I am not about shaming people for what they choose to wear or how they choose to wear it. So the first dress that I want to talk about that I am obsessed with is this red and beige leopard print dress. I don't have to say a lot, man. Just look at the chest, just look at the butt. And all this to say, I do not have a big chest, I do not have a big butt, but the way that this dress fits, it really makes me feel like the epitome of my feminine energy. If I go out in this dress, I cannot tell you how powerful I will feel. I love it. But I will say, if you do decide to order this dress, order it a size up. Now, if you're not so into accentuating your boobs and your butt, the next thing that we can talk about accentuating is your neck and your shoulders. You know, it's summertime, so we have this opportunity to have our neck and our shoulders out as often as we like. So any top that comes off the shoulders, like this beautiful white top right here, feel free to wear. There's not a lot that you want to do, and there's so much that you can do to play up your shoulders. You can wear a top like this and maybe a dainty piece of jewelry on the neck, maybe putting some liquid highlighter on the shoulders or on the collarbone, whatever allows you to feel like you're playing up your natural femininity through this cute top. And last but not least, I love to accentuate my legs. I am 5'9". I know all the tall girls can hear me when I say that, I used to feel really awkward about my height. I used to feel really lanky and really tall, and that actually contributed to my poor posture in my upper spine. But when I learned to root myself and to stand up taller, drawing my shoulder blades together so that my chest was proud and pronounced, I found that my legs just looked like, this is gonna sound really weird, but my legs just looked like these gentle, strong parts of my body. So weird to explain, that were carrying me. Like my torso was just comfortably sitting on top of these strong, tall legs. And when I started to see my body in that way, I loved being tall. So the type of clothing that you can wear to accentuate your legs would be skirts and dresses that, stop at the midline of the thigh. I really love this dress because it has tiny itty bitty little holes in it, and they're all over the dress. So you're seeing parts of my skin through these little itty bitty holes, but it's still modest and it's not too much. So like even on my butt, there are little itty bitty holes, and technically that means you're seeing the skin on my butt, but you're not really seeing anything. I just think that that's so cool, leaving so much to the imagination, but also feeling so free and so proud of my body. Clothes for me can really help me connect to that energy of I love this feminine vessel that I was gifted with. And that is about it for today's video. I hope that it inspired you to dig in your closet to see what pieces of clothing that you have that can connect you to your feminine energy just a little bit more. I hope that you enjoyed this video because I enjoyed making it. Again, thank you to Pretty Little Thing for sending me some outfits to show you guys to really demonstrate the points that I was trying to make in this video. Really excited about partnering with you guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up so everybody knows that it is valuable and that they should watch it. Also, if you would like me to expand on anything that I said in this video, just let me know down in the comments and I'll be happy to. Last but not least, please make sure that you are subscribed and that you click the notification bell so that you can become a part of the Bendy Bunch and become a reality bender yourself. I hope to see you next time. I love you with all my heart. Bye.